list of blessings, which I'll get to shortly. But I just feel like this experience has been amazing, and God has truly been working in my life ever since. And my prognosis is very good. My recovery has been truly miraculous. As a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I met with my radiological oncologist. I'm still going through some radiation and some chemotherapy, which I'll touch on as well. But I met with a radiological oncologist, and they looked at me, and when he had first met me, I could not move my leg at all, or my arm for that matter. I was in a wheelchair. And he looked at me, he's like, you know, your recovery has been miraculous. And he's like, I wish I could take credit for it. My mom laughed when we were in there. She said, you should write a book, and that should be the title of it. Your recovery has been miraculous. I wish I could take credit for it, straight from the doctor's mouth. So God has truly blessed me through this experience, and those around me, for that matter. It's been amazing. It really has. But back to kind of my story. Through the experience in the hospital, it has changed me and who I am. The empathy of the people that have that helped me through this process, the nursing staff, and just, you know, they were willing to just do anything to help me. I ended up at the Ohio State Medical Center at Dodd Hall, and I have to tell you, the nursing staff there was just amazing, and Riverside as well. And it touched my soul. It really did. It touched my soul. And I think that, and all the visitors, I had people coming up from South Carolina that I hadn't seen in a long time. I mean, just to come and visit me and let me know that they cared. It really affected me deeply. I had no idea. If you had told me how many people would come to visit me before this had all happened, or people that had reached out to me, I would have told you you're crazy. I couldn't believe all the people that stepped forward. And it was really a blessing. It has let me know just how much I've impacted people throughout the years, and how many people, you know, have come to, you know, feel like they could be a part of my life. It has been an amazing experience. Probably the most profound thing is just how God has blessed me through this. Ever since this experience, well, let me quickly talk about my prognosis. I think, or I'll tie them in together. The prognosis is actually pretty good. I think where it's located, if it were to grow back, which I don't think it will, because I think that the therapy I'm going through right now, and the fact they got 100% of the tumor out, and the roots that are left are very susceptible to radiation and the chemotherapy agent that I'm on, which, by the way, I've had no negative side effects from either the radiation or the chemo pill. I take a pill once a day here at the house on an empty stomach. I take it 2 hours before the radiation therapy. I go down to Ohio State. I lay on this table, and they have a mask they put on me and snap me down to the table to keep me perfectly still. And it takes about 15 minutes, and usually I'm laying there praying in the midst of it, you know, praying to God to go ahead and just kill any of the residual roots that are left. Occasionally I fall asleep, but it's not bad at all. No real negative side effects. Had some hair fall out, so I went ahead and shaved my head, and I kind of like it, actually. I think it's easy. I get in the shower, I shave it, and shave the face all at the same time. And it's not bad. Hair should grow back here. I'll finish my last radiation treatment next Monday. So I only have 1 week left of radiation. And then after that, they said about 2 weeks later, I should, my hair should probably start growing back, which, you know, whatever. I don't care either way. And then I'm getting married in June 26th. So that's pretty exciting. I did want to mention that my fiance has, and again, this is probably one of the biggest blessings that I recognize, is that my fiance, through this entire process, has come to find Christ. I mentioned that already, but she was at my bedside every single day. And my mom was there as a strong support and a strength, but every single day she was there. And you know what? I mean, I couldn't think clearly. I couldn't move the left side of my body. And she never even flinched. I mean, it was just a profound, amazing experience. I mean, we're in love, and it's great. And we were actually supposed to go on vacation together 2 weeks after the original diagnosis, at which point I intended to ask her to marry me. And of course that was delayed. And so now we've kind of picked up where we left off and getting married soon. But where was I going with this? I wanted just to mention about the blessings. And, you know, I feel that I was held over the cliff and brought back up and set there on the side. And God, you know, God just moves in such big ways. Gail has come to find Christ through this. And I ended up with the money that we were going to use on the vacation that we were able to use to kind of fix up the house to prepare, because she's got 3 kids and I've got 3 kids. So we've got the Brady Bunch going on. It's week on, week off. So they're either all here for a week or they're all gone for a week. And so we were able to use the money to kind of get that together, which I think is a real blessing. We also had my dad, who came up through this experience. He stayed with us for a week and or 10 days, and then he was able to kind of fix up the house, because again, I came home in a wheelchair, and he was able to fix up the house to where I could get up and down some stairs with assistance. I mean, he had to move my leg to stack it up there, and that was just 5 or 6 weeks ago. So in the last 5 or 6 weeks, I've been working out every day. I work out up in my room in the morning with dumbbells, and I've been running on the treadmill, walking on the treadmill. I just started running this morning, actually, for the first time. And it's the recovery has just been miraculous, truly, you know, physically, to be able to rebuild, and cognitively too, for that matter. I wasn't thinking clearly there for a while, but it's kind of all come back. Back to the prognosis, very good. It's in the left or the right frontal lobe. If it were to come back, they could hopefully go right back in and take it out, and we're watching it now, so it would never get as big as it was before the pressure pushed on the motor cortex. And they tell me that now, as long as it doesn't get too big, that would not be an issue if it came back in the same area. And that being the case, they could go in and take it out, and it would be a 2-day recovery time in the hospital. And that's worst case scenario. I mean, not worst case scenario, but you know, that would be the high likelihood. That's a 95% chance that it would come back within that same area. This is also not going to metastasize. Generally, these tumors do not cross the blood-brain barrier. There's no spare cells, so we don't expect any other cancers within the rest of my body. So even though it's classified as terminal brain cancer, in my particular situation, because of where it's located, because they got 100% of it out, as a matter of fact, they took it out on March 7th, and then like April or March 10th, and then April 8th, or right about a month later, they did an MRI on it, and there had been 0 regrowth. So I'm very hopeful that basically all of it came out. It's more like a weed. I think of it like a thistle, where if you pull a thistle out of the ground in the wet soil, it comes out of the ground easily, and the roots all come with it, and it doesn't come back. If you pull it out of dry soil, it you know, it leaves all the roots in there, and it grows back. So maybe that's one of the reasons I had extra pressure in the brain, which was caused from some additional liquids in the brain. Basically, it was too much water. And so they restricted my water when I was in the hospital to try to get that pressure down. So I don't know. I mean, again, God's plan is perfect, and I trust him that everything will work out well, you know, regardless. I feel like I'm in a win-win situation right now as far as God is concerned. If you know, I end up in heaven, I'm looking down, and I'm in the place I want to be. The butterfly doesn't want to go back to being the caterpillar. I can tell you that. I mean, big, beautiful butterfly versus the caterpillar and the cocoon. So, I mean, I'm comfortable with that, and I'm at peace with that. But, you know, I'd love to stay here and enjoy my new family and continue to be able to share my story with others. It has profoundly affected me. It's changed who I am as an individual. My dad, like I said, had come up, and my dad's relationship and mine had been contentious for a number of years now, and it's enabled us to completely reconnect. And I've been talking to him almost daily now. He's been a big help. And my friends and my mother, I mean, same thing. She came, I think everybody kind of came expecting that I was, you know, short term and I was going to be paralyzed. And I don't think anybody expected that my physical recovery would be so quick, nor did they expect that my prognosis with the tumor would be so good. So we're very hopeful. I've got a number of clinical trials I'm looking at right now that have some new therapies online. I'm kind of fighting my insurance company a little bit on participating and paying for some of these clinical trials, but that's neither here nor there. We'll figure it out. Again, I feel very at peace that I'm doing everything I can